be in a good, healthy way for the body to be comfortable for some time and um, somewhat alert.
Mhm.
And we'll remember everything that hasn't been yet. We'll just remember that for a little bit. So many things that we remember that haven't been yet, including many videos and audios and mementos and other things ending in O's. And things that almost were and still could be. And things that are not there permanently. Time to tune into the wisps and the bits and bobs as they bob along. Smelling the nice candle smell. Perceiving the darkness slightly or peripherally. And whoa, all along your insides is charming, churning movement. In honor of all that was never and all that might be. As you just said about something else, if it grows to enormous size, that is fine. If it stays the same or parts disappear, that's also fine. We're experiencing the art of the ephemeral at the moment. There are times when we remember that all life is a kind of dreaming, and all dreaming is a kind of life. When we come through major transitions, that feeling gets closer, more palpable. We shine our light to keep ourselves grounded. If it's going to be a dream, it might as well be a good and helpful dream, full of juicy imagery and learning and steady kindness. We may relax into our non beingness, or maybe more specifically, our potential being, remembering that which we never have been. And there is growth, and the growth is as massive and at the same time as easeful as the foam on a crest of a wave. And there are ghosts, but they are easily dispelled or befriended. You are the host of your own journey. The dreamer and the dream in synchronicity. We have learned many things that proved to be imaginary, and imagined many things which proved to be learning. We're dealing with the sign of Pisces for those that are astrologically inclined. You are home, you are fresh, you are free in the land of never was or might be. Everything relaxes, everything rejoices. The heart is assured. Everything is beyond time. Magical as well as boring. One's earnestness survives. When everything that brought it on and everything that it contributed to is gone, an earnest spirit still prevails. And serves as wind to fill many sails. Rejoicing in what never has been. Enthused about what might be yet. We remember that the earth herself is always in movement. While our surface is moving one way, the plates beneath may move another. And many layers deep is found more contrary motion in the inner oceans. All is flux, and we are alive to it. Remembering the ins and the outs of it. Perfected in our striving for perfection. Always forgiven as we struggle to forgive. Always a vessel for silent joy, regardless of what comes or goes. Accepting our knowledge or lack thereof. having become experts at practices that prove to be useless, and mastering new ones, which may prove the same way, but the process of mastery is nonetheless worthwhile. There's always more to grow from and grow into. Never ceasing in our multiplicity and sacred drive. In the sign of Pisces, the two fish swim pointlessly and beautifully towards and away from each other. Because they can. Because we are what we are. Connected always by love. Never ceasing for a moment to love. If any parts of you feel like they're floating away and you would rather they wouldn't, you can envision little weights to put on them, or other ways to ground. Remembering that the ground is also flow, that the ground itself shifts and changes. It's easy to feel floaty when we're in these vibrations, but they are also part of the earth, part of the now. Part of the infinite genius and infinite creativity of earth and of people and other sentient beings. harmony is always there, even when the ears hear dissonance. Very deep magic is always present, even when the mind is distracted and drifting. We hold on to truths long enough for them to evolve and transform into new truths. Anything that today is a priority may tomorrow be forgotten mostly. But the act of placing importance still matters. Our expansion into new definitions always matters. If any part of you wants to heal at this time, it's more than welcome to happen. From where we are in this vibration, it's simply a rearrangement, an evolution. Nothing needs to take big effort. Let any part of yourself that wishes to shift or change or become bigger or better to be that way. Let it happen. No need to worry about how small or large you or any of your parts are. If anything needs grounding, remember again that the earth is moving very, very slowly and deliberately, but moving nonetheless. It's okay to be. It's okay not to be, or anything in between. Give yourself a pat on the back, internally or externally. I am weathering much change with much grace. I will be true to myself in any place, in every way. I carry my legacy forward without having to worry about defending it or ironing it down. It simply comes with me as I grow and leap and change. There are infinite harmonies for different listeners. Be where your harmonies are in this moment with no need for apology, with great confidence and zest that need not be loud or flashy, but exist strongly nonetheless. This will all have been a dream one day, and so very, very special it will become in memory, in cosmic memory, in universal time. You are enough. You will have been enough. You are counted. You matter. All of this will have mattered a great deal to many beings after it has passed, while it is passing, and before that time comes, while we're living it. Dear ones, feel free to be this or that, full or empty. Feel free just to be. In love and through love and with love, You will have been loved. You will be stunned to think back and notice that you could ever believe that you weren't loved. It will seem like an absurd fantasy because love will be so pervading in all things. You are where you are destined to be. You are honoring all the causes and conditions that have created your layers of identity. You are massively protected, held, cherished, adored, and loved. This will all have mattered in your source. When you come back to your sources, all of this will have been a beautiful dream. So stay in love and remember well what is to come. Remember your personal future in your heart. Worthy of adoration and pride. Worthy of all the steps that it has taken and will take to be there and to go beyond there. We're almost ready to depart from these deeper planes of being and thinking. Do remember that they always exist without limit. That all that you are is from your personal well. That we all are mutable water, flowing where we need to, growing in exactly the ways and at exactly the pace that we see fit. Coming back from peripheral awareness into direct encounters. Coming back from the silent sea to the various puddles of noise that we must splash through in order to live. Coming back from the intuitively obvious into all the various contraptions and causations that we must bear with as we live as humans. Coming back to the present moment, away from what might have been and what will have been, back to now and here and this experience. Drop by drop, bit by bit, back into the body, through the body, believing this to be the waking life and that to be the dream. Come back to what it is you seem to be, to your senses and to others. Come back to your cares and concerns. Noticing that they can be born completely free of anxiety. You still get to have them, but you can also be relaxed at the same time. Flowing all your beautiful oxygen into your belly. Energized and revivified. We close our space of expanded awareness with the knowledge that this closure is simply a skillful means to an end and not a definition of where we stand. We come back to our acquired vocabulary, our accustomed ways of being. Back into space that has limitations and definitions. Back to the vibrations we call conscious wakefulness. Someday we'll laugh about this.